What's going on, everybody? It's Sensei here, and yesterday was the big Xbox Bethesda Showcase, running 95 minutes long, and they didn't disappoint. But I wanted to highlight some of the things before I let my thoughts on what the Xbox Showcase was to me. But there's three games that stood out to me, and this one is As Dusk Falls, which is the first one that I want to talk about. It's an interactive drama from Interior Games, company based off in London, and it's ran by Caroline Marshall. She's the creative director on this game. She was a lead designer on Heavy Rain and games like Beyond, Two Souls. The game is really focused on rich narratives and the experiences you get out of that. It's one of those games that you choose the path you want to go on. The story can change at any moment. You can play it again and get different endings out of it or different uh, story links, that kind of stuff. But it interests me. I like games like this because the art style just popped out at me when I saw this. My reaction on yesterday's pod when I saw this was the art style, the way it flows, the fact that the way it's jumped from like comic book narrative to the gameplay itself, where it shows like a cutscene. Very interested in this game. This one is As Dusk Falls. Let me know what you guys think about this game, but it did jump out at me. Now, this next game here is the last case of Benedict Fox. This game here popped out. It's one of those side scroller games that has that, just has that gothic style feel to it. But it's an action adventure game, Metroidvania style. That's a lot to say in one sentence. But it's set in a mansion in Bolton, 1925. The developers on this game is, I believe they call Plot Twist. Again, the first game they're making. And I'm a sucker for games like when developers are making their first game, it's almost always the passion that's being put in that first game because they wanted to that first impression with gamers to hit right. But this is one of those side scroller games. Looks like you're gonna be exploring stuff, adventurous. Limbo is what comes to mind when I see games like this, and I'm all for this. Again, this is part of that 12-month roadmap that Xbox put out there, and it should be out within the next 12 months. These games are going to be on Game Pass. So, very interested in this game. This one, again, is called The Last Case of Benedict Fox. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about this game. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is Riot Games coming to Game Pass PC. This is huge for Xbox doing the free to play. They're really doubling down on the free, they're tripling down actually on the free to play, community. So they're bringing that into the whole Game Pass or the Xbox ecosystem. And when they announced this, to me, hands down, was the biggest surprise, the biggest announcement they did on the show yesterday, announcing Riot Games, the partnership with Riot Games, and what they're bringing over as far as value goes. Yes, their games like let's say League of Legends is free to play, Valorant free to play. These games are free to play, but if if you play these games, you know these games. There's a lot of microtransactions involved in these things with character skins and perks and so on and so forth. What the partnership they have going with Riot and Xbox, what they're doing is they bring not only obviously they'll be bringing the free to play to the Xbox Game Pass side of things. They're giving all, like, for example, League of Legends has a bunch of skins. My buddy Logic, who plays League of Legends, said he's been grinding for 4 years, just grinding it, not paying for these things, but grinding for the character skins. And he just recently unlocked all of them. There's a lot of character skins on that game. I believe there's up to $700 in value when it comes to skins or character skins or character models in that game that's going to be given with the Game Pass PC as a perk. Just all of the characters are going to be unlocked. Once you get it on Game Pass PC, that's almost a $700 value on just League of Legends alone. But not just League of Legends. It's going to be all the League of Legends family games coming into the Game Pass PC, as well as Valorant. Valorant is a very very popular game right now within the streaming community, the gaming streaming community, the professional streamers, as you want to say, the professional gaming streamers. But Valorant also is going to be dropping character skins for free, absolutely free I shouldn't say free, but no additional cost. How about that? No additional cost when you have Game Pass PC. They're also going to give you and unlock all the characters from Valorant if you go ahead and get that Game Pass PC. By far the biggest news I got when it came to the whole showcase. What do you guys think in the comments? Let me know. And now for my thoughts on the Xbox Bethesda Showcase. Yesterday, and I want to say special thanks to Big V, who joined us yesterday as our special guest for our watch party. But we all had we all watched it together, and then we analyzed it at the end and all gave our opinions on it. I gave it an A A minus. I don't know why I did that. I don't usually grade stuff, but I gave it an A minus. The minus part because I didn't see my Avowed game be played out, but that didn't hinder or change the fact that the Xbox Bethesda show for me was an amazing show. And I'll highlight some of the things. It was well paced. Lots of gameplay was shown, not CG, which I was begging, not begging, but I was asking for. Please don't show no CG, no CG, no CG. Remember last year they showed off CG trailers, and they also showed like catapults or whatever you want to call that thing. It just didn't flow right. This year they decided we're gonna talk minimal but show a lot of gameplay, and they did. They just kept going with gameplay after gameplay after gameplay, and then they came in to talk when they had to set up whatever was next. I enjoyed the pacing on that. I love the message they put out there with the 12-month, what do you call that, roadmap. Love that message, because for too many years, and I mean too many years, we get trailers for games that are either in concept art or coming in the next 5 years, or we don't know when it's coming. Here's a window, spring 2025 or whatever it is. Well, with this, we know exactly for the next 12 months what's coming. Now, I know I saw people, they were saying, wow, they should have disclaimed that way before the show so we had our expectations set. To be honest with you, the expectation sets are your own. You are responsible for what you're expecting out of the show. Like, if you are disappointed because they tell you here's what's next 12 months and you didn't get told that's what the show is going to be about, that's hard. That's a hard pill to swallow, because at the end of the day, it's an expectation you set. You are responsible for that. So I love the fact that they said, hey, from this June 2022 to June 2023, this is our roadmap. This is what you're getting in this window of a year. And that's just up till June. Keep in mind, we have a showcase tomorrow, Tuesday, the second show, the extended showcase, that's going to show another 90 minutes. It's going to show off more games. Who knows? That might be the June and beyond, like the 12 months and beyond. After the 12 months, like they might show off those type of stuff, those games that are gonna come out and beyond. I know people are disappointed because they didn't see Hellblade in there, Valve didn't show up, like myself, and other games, Fable. I know Logic was expecting Fable. I understand that there was disappointment in that, but again, they really want to emphasize on what's coming for the next year, what games you're gonna be playing the next year. And I believe tomorrow's extended showcase will just go ahead and highlight what's going to come after that 12 months. What's in the look ahead, that kind of stuff. So I did quite enjoy that. So that's pacing. That's the fact that they laid out a roadmap of 12 months. I enjoyed that. I love the mixture between the indie games, AAA titles, and the third party exclusive console launch exclusives, as you see on the screen. I quite enjoyed that. The two biggest surprise to me, I had that in the beginning of this video, is the Riot Games partnership. That's huge. It's so big. $700 in value in just character unlocks just for LOL or LOL. I should say League of Legends. Just in that alone, that's $700 value that you're gonna get with just characters if you play this game, and it's gonna be on Gamepass PC. That was a huge surprise to me. Huge surprise. The other surprise to me was semi-surprised, because I kind of figured something I was going to mention, because Xbox is trying to, they've been trying to go hard on the Japanese market. The other one was the announcement of Persona, not just Persona 5 Royale, but you got Persona 3, which is the mobile version, and then you got Persona 4 and then 5 coming, all available on Game Pass. Not only are they getting you Persona, they're getting you 3 Personas coming to Game Pass once it drops on the Xbox side. That was huge. That's something the fans have been asking for a very long time. A JRPG like Persona to come over to Xbox from Atlas Games. It looks like Xbox and them over there listened to the gamers, and they went ahead and brought that over to the ecosystem. So now you're gonna have Persona, and I hope to God that the Xbox gamers support this title, because we've been asking for it for a very long time. And if you want more, we want more support or want more games from Atlas, we need to show that we really want these games on our system. So I hope that's very heavily supported from the ones that's been asking for it. But those are my biggest three things there. The three things that stuck out for me in the showcase: pacing, the fact that they laid out a roadmap for 12 months, and those two big surprises that I didn't think was gonna happen, but it happened. And then to begin the show, Redfall, which I'm glad they showed gameplay on that, because it had me thinking it was more on the lines like Left 4 Blood or Back for Blood. I'm saying Left for Dead or Back for Blood, I should say. I was in that realm of thinking what that game, which is not a bad thing. But when they showed it off, I understood what that game was after they showed it off. Same thing with Starfield. For Starfield, I wasn't really upset when they got delayed because I didn't know what it was, other than the screenshots they showed and maybe one little trailer, little short trailer where the lady sits in the cockpit. But they showed off the game yesterday in its glory. And it looks like a game that anybody could just jump in there. If you're a first-person shooter, if you're an explorer, if you like, just fighting in space with your spacecraft. If you like crafting, you can do that. You can do hubs on the planet. You can do your ships and build the ship the way you want to. And it looks like it's a heavy emphasis on survival. Mining resources. So I know there's comparison there with other games, but it is what it is. You can't please everybody. But Starfield looks amazing now that I've seen what it looks like, and I can't wait for that. It is one of my anticipated games for next year. So those are my thoughts on just the showcase overall. It was an A for me. It was something that they delivered on games. It was a promise made by Phil saying, you want games, we're gonna get you games. Not only are they gonna do their own games, but they're gonna reach out and get other games. Forza looked really, really good. Forza Motorsports looked really good. It showed off the new engine on that. It showed off particles, the festival running in the background, the reflections coming off the cars. That was a beautiful thing. There's a lot to cover in this short video, but yeah, that's my thoughts on that. I can't wait to Tuesday, tomorrow, for the extended show for another 90 minutes of that. Again, thank you to Big V for special guesting on my show yesterday. Thanks to Logic for being there with me. That was a special show, great show. We enjoyed it. The reactions were raw, and we had fun. But until next daily drop, my name is Sensei. Happy fucking gaming.